Alright, so I'm going to answer the following question. What is the best way to start your projects in Cubase? When I start a project, where do I save it for best results? So let me share with you how I organize my sessions, files, and folders when it comes to music production. Hey, what's up my friend, Chris Lim here from Mixdown Online. Thank you for watching this video. Now, before we jump in, if you want to improve your mixing workflow, I have a free gift for you. It's a free workshop on how to build the perfect mix template. In this workshop, I show you how I build my own mixing template to speed up my workflow when I start to mix a project. And if you're a Cubase user, I also have a free Cubase session for you to base yourself on and make your own personalized mix template. So check it out, the link is down below. All right, so now let's jump on the computer and I'm gonna show you my process on how I organize my sessions for music production. Okay, now I'm gonna go straight on Cubase and create myself a new project. So now I'm gonna end up on the Stangberg hub to begin with. I'm gonna click on empty project, and this is what I have here at the bottom. And this is one mistake that a lot of people are going to do, is to click on or to leave the use default location selected. I never do that, okay? This is going to create a new folder and Cubase file in your documents default location on your C drive. If you're on Mac, it's going to be on another default location. On my end, I have all of my music projects saved on another drive, not on my system drive. So I have an SSD drive. It's an M2 SSD drive that I have inserted straight into my computer. And this is the drive that I use for all of my musical projects, separated from the system drive. And this is something that I advise you to do also. So I'm going to click on prompt for project location, and I'm going to choose a location to create my new Cubase project. So I'm going to go on my D drive, and this is what my D drive looks like. I have a folder for my music, my own music, my clients' music also, and some other folders as well. So if I want to create a project, I'm going to select one of those folders to start with. And then I have subfolders, which are going to be completed projects, in progress, music ideas, other, and templates. So I'm going to select in progress for this one. And now this is how I like to name my folder projects. I'm going to start by the name of the artist and the project I'm going to be working on. So you have right here a CS for Chris Lim, and these are the songs that I'm actually working on right now. So let's say I want to create a new one. I'm going to click on new folder, name this one CS, and new song 3, okay? And I'm going to select this folder, and this is where I'm going to save my Cubase project into that folder. So that's an example of what I would do when starting a new project. I'm going to choose a folder, and then I'm going to create a subfolder with the name of the project. Okay, now that was in the case where I only have one song to work on. Let's say I'm working to produce an album, or I'm mixing an album for a client. What I would do in this case, I would name my folder the artist name and the project title, okay, in this case, an album. If I double click on this one, now I would have one folder per song. The reason why I do so is that Cubase will create an audio folder, okay, every time you create a new project to save all the audio files that you're going to record, okay, or mix. Okay, so this is going to be the allocated audio folder for that specific Cubase project. So let's go back in Cubase. I'm going to open a new project again, click on empty, prompt for a project location. I'm going to click on create. This time around, I'm going to go into artist, album title, song 1. Let's say this is the first song of the album. I'm going to click on select folder. And there you go. I'm going to click on save. And I'm going to save that to, let's go in arrangement. Let's say I'm working on the music arrangement for this one. So arrangement 1, click on save. If I go back to my Windows Explorer, click on song 1, Now I'm going to have the CPR file, which is my Cubase file, and also the audio folder. Now, a big mistake that some will do is to use the same project folder for all the songs out of the same project. Okay, so for example, now I'm into arrangement 1. Let's say I'm done with this one. Let's start working on the second song. So save as, and this one is going to be called Song 2. And then I'm done with Song 2. I'm going to do the same for Song 3, okay? From the same project folder. And if I go back to my Windows Explorer, and this is what I'm going to get, several Cubase files for different songs. Now, this is very risky. Let's say you're working on Song 3. And you're just doing a bit of cleanup in the pool, and you get rid of unused media that are not used within that project. The minute you're going to open the other project, Song 2 or Arrangement 1, for example, you're going to be missing files, okay? So that's why I never do that. It's way too risky, and it keeps things pretty chaotic as far as file management goes. So I always keep one song per project folder. So in that case, what I would do, I would actually create my second song into the Song 2 folder in that case. Let me show you in a real life situation what that looks like. So if I go into my D drive, into client work, this is what I would get. Okay, I'm gonna go into completed. I have this guy, Ken Mahoney, artist that I worked with. I have several songs. Okay, so I have the Christmas medley, and this is one folder that will include the project folder of that one song only. And same for that other song that I have, same for this one as well. They are all into separated folders, and it keeps things in order. Very easy to work with, not risky at all. I'm not going to delete any files by mistake. So, and same for Josh. You know, Josh, I have that one song that I just worked on not too long ago, and again, it's in one folder. And if I have to mix another song from Josh, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to create a second folder for that production. Now, when it comes to the exception to the rule, this is how I work this out. I have a folder called into my Crystalline folder. I have one called Music Ideas. Those are musical ideas that I come up with when I just want to experiment and write down anything that, you know, goes through my mind. And I sort that monthly. So every month is going to have its own folder. So if I open the 2022 January folder, this is what I'm going to get. Now, what I do now is the complete opposite. Now, this is the exception to the rule. I'm using the same project folder for all the song ideas that I have, you know, within the same month. So the first idea will have its own Cubase file, same for the second one, so on and so forth. All of those, the Cubase projects, will share the same audio folder. I don't care much about that, and the reason why is very simple. It's way faster to create songs, you know, based on the same instrumental template and, you know, and so on. So I'm just doing a save as and start working on the second idea and so on. And once I'm done with the idea and I want to move forward and make that idea into a song, I'm going to move that somewhere else and start working on it. It's not going to stay in this folder, in this project folder. Okay, so this is important. So I'm only using that type of layout just to write some ideas. So let's say, for example, I'm going to open this one up, song idea number 6. Now I have this music idea that I think has some good potential of be turned into a full song and a full production. So what I'm going to do from this point is, since I want to start and working on this song a bit more in depth, I'm going to actually move that into a working project folder. Okay, so let's go and click on the file, and I'm going to go and click on backup project. And this is a feature in Cubase that I like a lot. Okay, so I'm going to click on this one, and then I'm going to move out of this folder and music ideas folder also. And this time around, I'm going to click on my in progress folder, and I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call it CS for Crystalline, and call this one New Song 6. So it doesn't have any title yet. This is going to come later on. So I'm going to double click on this one, click on Select Folder, and there you go. I'm going to keep the same file name for the project. I make sure that I select Remove Unused Files, and I click on OK. And there you go. Now, if I go back into my Windows Explorer, go into the Crystalline Music folder, and then in progress, I have my CS new song 6. And there you go. I have my Cubase file, my project file, and my audio folder. And there you go. All of my audio files were transferred over to the new location. And now I'm going to start working a full production out of this location. So this is how I work this out. Something that I also do is to name my project files according to the production steps I'm working at the moment. So for example, now I'm going to work on that new song, and I'm going to save this one as and rename that one Arrangement. So new song 6. Let's call this one new song 6, or just song title. It's probably going to be the title right here, and then arrangement. And there you go. So now again, if I go back, I have my arrangement, like the title, and arrangement, a project file, and I'm going to work all of my arrangement. Once I'm done working the arrangement of the song and I'm ready to record, I'm just going to save it as and rename that to title, the title of the song, and recording. So I'm going to do the same within all the steps that I'm going to be working on for this production, whether it's arrangement, recording, mixing, mastering, editing, so on and so forth. So this way it keeps things in order, and it's way easier to go back and reopen an older project file, for whatever the reason. So this is how I organize my Cubase sessions when producing music. So I hope that was helpful. If so, share, like, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And don't forget to click that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Leave your comments and questions down below. Until next time, take care and see you.